I am Yolanda Carignani Bernardini Aprea. Sono nata a Napoli a 1911. I was born in Naples, Italy, in 1911. I was a musician, a singer, an actress. All of my family were artists, and that was my dream. Then I married the love of my life, a lieutenant in the army from a place called Texas, who had come to Italy during the war. After the war, I came to America, and that is how I became the mother of Nikki. And this is my voice. I cannot talk about Nikki. Her life is her life. I can only talk about me. Some of you may remember me from Volare, which was Nikki's last show. She talked about my family, my brothers and sisters, Napoli, all of my stories. Mostly she was talking about me. That was fun. But back to being the mother of Nikki. In Italy, everybody wants to be a mother. Because everybody wants to make sure they have somebody to tell what to do. So, women get married so they can tell their husbands what to do. Mothers have children so they can tell them what to do. Ma tu devi mangiare, mettiti questo cappello. And then eventually their sons and daughters will grow up and marry. And then they will tell their wives and husbands and their children what to do. This happens because nobody is happy about what the other person is doing. What the other person is doing is wrong and they should stop immediately. Non deve guidare così, deve guidare così. In Italy, telling everybody else what they are doing wrong is the national pastime, even bigger than soccer. So, what did I tell my daughter to help her in her life? Of course, I'm Italian. I told her she was doing it wrong. Good afternoon. I'm your internal voice of self-doubt, criticism, and damnation. I've been sent by the Corporation for Internal Broadcasting to remind you of a few important facts today. First of all, no one is ever really going to love you just for who you are. You're going to have to give something to get loved. You can give satisfaction, kindness, sex. You can try to please everybody all the time. Or you can give gifts and money. A lot of people like to cut right through to the gifts and money part, and then you might get love in return. But love always has conditions, even your mother's, and often in particular your mother's, even your love for yourself, and most in particular your love for yourself. As your personal voice of self-doubt and damnation, I'll be by your side at those critical moments. I'll be accompanied by my steadfast colleague, Shane, who is very quiet but quite effective. When you would like to risk, I will be your voice of potential failure. When you think you might get lucky, I'll be your voice of disappointment. I'm also your internal voice of all those people who don't like you, every person with a negative feeling ranging from minor disregard to utter hatred. Next, you should know you're always going to be beating yourself up for making mistakes. Oh, you may get to the point that you don't pummel yourself beyond recognition when you err, but you will always be giving yourself a couple of well-placed bruises. Now, have I forgotten? Oh, yes, of course, guilt. You will always be feeling guilty for breaking your baby brother's toy truck, which you did on purpose, I might add, and for all those other terrible things you did. Between you and me, you know those people who really have done something terrible, so terrible, treachery, abuse, murder, that they deserve to be damned? They deserve to be damned. You take somebody who's done something really terrible and you make them feel so bad that they'll never do it again. Right, that's why the prison system works so well. Of course it doesn't. People who feel terrible generally just do something terrible to themselves or other people. We at the Corporation, after considerable research, have found that love is a much more effective, though complicated way of getting them to change their behavior. But of course, That's not my department.